Hello, this is Andy from Attack of the Killer podcast, bringing you again another video update. Once again, I'd like to thank the Patreon supporters for supporting us. We get more awesome because you continue to be awesome, so thank you. Today, I want to talk to you about my horror-oriented lunchbox collection. Well, I have a big lunchbox collection, so this will be a part one. There will be another one coming. So, let's get started. First one is my Nika Nightmare on Elm Street. As you can see, it's from the first movie. It's got Nancy on there. And, of course, it's kind of got the tagline on there. If Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all. This is from Nika. And it also came with a thermos. And no, I'm not going to unwrap that. It stays in the swing arm. Okay. Nightmare on Elm Street. The second one, and these are going in, kind of like, to not necessarily least favorite, but what they mean to me, kind of like, in the evolution of, not worst to best, because I all love them, obviously, but some I like a little bit more than others. Second one, this is Welcome to Twin Peaks. I'm sure that Tad Good will appreciate this, because we're both Twin Peaks fans. Not a lot going on here. It just kind of shows the sign, and it'll show the stoplight that was popular, and there is the Great Northern Hotel, ran by Benjamin Horne. You might see his smoking hot daughter, Audrey Horne, which the camera woman just rolled her eyes at me. It's got the mill and the sheriff's station, where Harry S. Truman and Agent Cooper do all their investigative work. This one, however, did not come with a thermos, but it turns out, back in the 90s, my mom had a pretty sweet pair of Laura Palmers. Moving on. There is Twin Peaks. Now, this one was a really good find because I got it for fairly cheap comparing, to how high it goes online. And it did come with the thermos, and this is the thermos brand from 1974, I believe. I think it said that on there somewhere. Well, anyway, Hanna-Barbera's Scooby-Doo. And I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Basically, it's got the whole gang there. Keep out, danger. Got there. We have cats wanting to get in. We've got the Headless Horseman chasing the gang around. Shaggy trying to get into a door. Let's check out the thermos here. We've got Scooby and Shaggy. Probably going to make one of them big-ass sandwiches. So. Scooby-Doo, 1973. It says there on the thermos. So yeah, that's one of the favorites. This next one was given to me at Christmas by the lovely Danielle Smith, who is recording. And this one is actually really difficult to get in good condition. This is the famous Universal Monsters. And this is from 1979. And it's got the whole gang here. We've got Bride of Frankenstein, Igor, the Phantom of the Opera, and the Mutant. One of my personal favorites, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Mummy, Never heard of one of these, but we have Tarantula and the Mole Man. We got the Wolfman and Dracula, right?
We do now. We didn't before.
Okay. There they are. Let's take a look at the thermos here.
The thermos and the box were purchased separately.
Yes, they were. They had to be purchased separately, and it cost the girlfriend a pretty penny. So, basically, we've got. I'll just turn it slow here so you can kind of get a view of the whole gang. Famous Universal movie monsters. Now, normally this would be number one because this is the one I was kind of gunning for quite a while. But this next one trumps all of them. Well, until the next episode. But it may trump all of them anyway. This one here is also from NECA, and it's similar to the build of the Nightmare on Elm Street. This one is my Texas Chainsaw Massacre from NECA, released around the same year, I believe. And as you can see, now normally I wouldn't be so high up on this one because it's so beat up. It's kind of been through a war, and I kind of got it that way. But the thing that makes this box special, and it will forever be special to me, is at the 2015 or 2014 Mile High Horror Film Festival, I was able to meet Gunnar Hansen, and he signed my lunchbox for me. So, yeah, this is probably the crown jewel of the monster-oriented one collection. Excuse me. Let's see if we can get a good look at the thermos. That one's probably wrapped up in there. Oh. There's a plate from one of the DVDs on. And yes, this one is also still wrapped in the plastic. Well, there is 5 of the first part of the horror lunchbox collection. I've been collecting lunchboxes for quite, probably since early 2007. I've got probably over 130. They're not all horror. That'd take us forever. But these are some of the horror-oriented ones. So stay tuned for part 2, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye.